What is it you want from me?
Have you heard of the Tarks Utat?
What?
Hello, welcome back to Star Trek Sodium. This week I've got some absolutely terrific facts all about the Star Trek Next Generation episode, Captain's Holiday. Now in this Hensing episode, Captain Picard takes a well-earned holiday to the pleasure planet Risa, where he runs into trouble. This episode includes the debut of Star Trek favourite character Vash, who had come back twice over the next few years. Those of you with eagle eyes would have noticed that the aliens in this episode, the Vorgons, sport a unique sedimentary look to their faces. Episode writer Ira Stephen Bear would later explain in some lost interview or other that he was trying to think up a unique look for the creatures with Michael Westmore when he spotted a pile of magazines on his living room table. He then imagined what people would look like if their faces looked like a pile of old jazz mags. "Bingo! That's our Vorgons!" he allegedly rasped. So if you're ever wondering why the Vorgons look like a stack of old magazines, that's exactly why. The Ferengi character in this episode, the antagonist called Sovak, was famously played by actor Max Grodenchik, who did a marvellous job, but in truth he was only the second choice for the part. Actor and Ferengi veteran Armin Shimmerman had originally been cast in the role of Sovak, but unfortunately he had been stung by a bad jellyfish while working on lifeguard duty at Malibu Beach just the previous week. Thankfully, the Quark actor would eventually get to go to Risa in Deep Space Nine's 5th season favourite episode, Let He Who Is Without Sin. Actually, not a very good episode. When Marina Citrus first read through the script for this episode, she was absolutely horrified to notice that she was barely in the episode at all. She possibly complained to Rick Berman several times, and yet her role remained minute. Rick found that the only way to stop her awful complaints was to foolishly make a promise to her that there'd be more Troy episodes than ever before in the upcoming Season 4, and that they would be even better than the Series 3 Troy episode, The Child. The original music score for Captain's Holiday had accidentally been lost by the editors, and so they had to go to the Paramount Orchestra to quickly re-record the Star Trek theme and a few other tracks. That's why if you listen properly, you'll no doubt notice that the music sounds a little different. Fortunately, the score was located just after the episode's production, all ready for the next week's episode. Many people suggest that as an episode featuring many young beautiful women, that's exactly why the handsome actor Max Grodenchik was employed to play the hunky Ferengi villain to go alongside these women. Usually the Ferengi are portrayed as the trolls of Star Trek, but the character of Sovak here betrays that stereotype and makes it clear that even a Ferengi can be absolutely beautiful, like a sack full of flowers, and he fits in great beside all of these beautiful women, going to show that everybody on Risa is lovely and beautiful. The soapy actors and production staff were shocked when they first noticed that Captain's Holiday was due to be filmed on Christmas Day. They knew what a stickler Rick could be, and that there was nothing they could do to make him change his mind, because Rick Berman hated things being changed. It was Lever Burton who decided to stand up to Rick Berman's soapy schedule, telling him that there's no way he was going to be doing any filming over Christmas, as he had plans with his cousin Tim. Berman only backed down on his crazy schedule when his favourite, Marina Citrus, added her voice to the complaints, and so Captain's Holiday was filmed 2 days after Christmas instead. One element to this episode that had been added by Rick Berman was the item of the Horgon. This had been inspired by a captain that he'd seen on his actual holiday to Mexico earlier that year, who had been on the lookout for a particular lady of the night, and Berman possibly had heard the captain shouting about, "Where's my Horgon?" That inspired moment would create a Star Trek favourite that would go on to appear in several Crusade episodes in the future. The Horgon had been created, all thanks to Rick Berman. Lovely fella. The reportedly filmed sex scene between the captain and Vash was cut from the final version of the episode, as Patrick Stewart insisted that it looked too steamy and real for the viewing public. So as not to tantalise and tease his loyal viewers, Patrick made the editor swear he was going to cut out the scene, possibly blackmailing him with some vulgar nonsense or other. Those of you with eagle eyes will note that the Crusher actor is looking more than a little thin at this stage. That's because, as a staunch vegetarian, he wasn't willing to eat any of the meaty snacks that Paramount supplied as to the standard actor's catered lunch. Sausage rolls? He'd say no. Juicy burgers? Another big no. A bacon roll? His insane meat-free diet even excluded the delicious treat of a bacon roll. It's insanity gone mad. His plea to the caterers to provide vegetarian dishes simply fell on deaf ears, as the thought of excluding meat from meals was unheard of in the early years of 1990 and wouldn't be accepted by the mainstream until approximately 2014. Captain's Holiday remains the only episode of Star Trek to have an on-screen warning at the start of the episode. We know about the original cut of the episode including rather raunchy scenes, but those of you in the know will also be aware of the topless women lurking in the background in the scenes where Captain Picard is trying to sunbathe and read a book on the planet Risa. These nudes are thankfully protected from our children by the important warning message, which warns of the dangerous nudity within, which can be easily clouding the mind of an innocent youngster, and of course can go on to induce feelings of lust amongst the young boys. Thanks ever so much for checking out these fascinating facts, all about the Season 3 classic episode, Captain's Holiday, which of course reflects what people do in real life, which is be a captain and go on holiday. Those two things combined, that's what we got here, a Captain's Holiday. If you like these facts and you want more, please go and watch some more of my videos and subscribe for more. Otherwise, just sod off and leave a rude comment or something. Thanks very much, hit that like unless you don't want to, and I'll catch you next time. Ta-ta! Ooh, young love.